Nice and blended with some big port work. 200, huh?
Yeah, 200 CFM. Line right here is just temporary.
It's just a little U. Okay.
Just so I can test it. Yeah, so this will light itself up at, like, if you're on like 110 gas on it.
Oh yes, huh?
One.
Oh, so yeah, she's gonna be orange. And here's the Dust Buggy's old motor, all frickin' dusty as shit. Appropriate. So we're going with orange. Yee! Let's break this bad boy open. Oh yes.
Most of this motor is brand new. There are some parts I gave to Mo that are used parts that I wanted him to use over again. So, but
Here's the Dust Buggy's old motor.
and that's where the old used parts came from. Like these guys, these filter stacks.
We got some Delardos on there now.
Yeah, new carbs off the new to us street bug.
Sorry, Buggy, we needed it.
The Delardos are 45s.
Ooh,
So they're
bigger.
slightly larger than the HPNXs that we were running before, which were 44s. So they'll supply a little bit more power, and the Delardos really give you more top end than those Weber style carburetors. But the Delardos are said to be a little bit bulky on the bottom end. So we'll see.
Hell yeah.
By bulky, I mean, like, you know, doesn't idle as nice or whatever, or come into the RPMs, but once it hits, it hits.
Mm-hmm.
That's what supposedly they run like.
Ooh, damn. That orange.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a nice
That was
color.
bright. I'm so excited for this. Let's throw her in. Oh man, how heavy is it?
It's pretty heavy. Oh, it's a heavy one. Do. Yeah, that's probably good. That would make it cool a lot better.
Silicone. Wow. Yeah, it looks pretty nice.
Fancy.
Hell yeah. Can't help but just like admire how beautiful it looks, because this is the last time it'll look this clean.
This is the best it'll ever look right here. God, it looks good though.
Right?
So let's go. I'll walk you through this engine a little bit. Actually, might as well since we're here, right?
Yes.
So it's a 2276 cc. So it's 94 by 82. It does have MP, GTIV, GT, whatever heads. They're really thick casting, so he was able to port out these heads quite a bit. He said the heads are flowing 200 CFM, so he said that's relative to about a possible 200 horsepower out of this motor. But that's if you're running 48s or maybe a big EFI system, which we're not. We're running Delardo 45s. So Delardo 45s, and these are ported to 1 5/8 or just over for the intake and exhaust manifolds on these heads. So, you know, the Delardos are capable of putting out like 150, 160-ish from what I seem to read or hear. But that's only to the crank. So when you hit the wheels, it all drops down to like 120, 130-ish. Probably more on the 120 side horsepower.
It's like, wasn't it 30% they said?
Yeah, you lose about 30% in your drivetrain. So we're hoping for over 110 horsepower out of this motor. We'll see.
That'd be nice. And go, I mean, for reference,
Like,
this old motor, the 2332 that was 8.5 to 1 compression, that one was
and the
80.
porting was smaller.
Yeah,
on that motor.
yeah, it had like no porting.
Well, it had Panchito heads, but those aren't quite 1 5/8 like these are. Those are like 1.5 I think. They're like a wedge port, so it's kind of hard to. It's a different measurement.
Yeah.
But.
So that motor, this one got 87 horsepower to the wheels.
Well, that's after it had blow by.
Yeah.
And like 5 years of dirt use.
So maybe at its best,
It might
a
have been
little
around
over 100.
100 or 110. But
Yeah.
Who knows? This guy, we should be breathing some new life into the car with this engine.
And we have the UMP system, so hopefully it won't go quite as fast as the other one did.
Yeah. So we'll see.
And since the Dust Buggy motor is all ready to go, we decided to throw it on in. So we're not going to put the UMP setup on right now. First of all, we're going to make sure she runs well with the carb setup, and then we're going to throw it on.
All right, you guys, here it is. First real start with this new engine. Let's shoot it. Shoot her a shot.
Here we go. That's pretty loud.
Alright guys, just finishing up the install. I still gotta wire it, but at least it's all
Our new
in there.
16 pass oil cooler
With fan.
with
From
fan.
Duraley. We have a thermostat. Well, a stat switch, I guess, to turn it on. I'll have to wire that up to a relay. So it doubles up the cooling capacity as far as being a 16 pass versus an 8 pass like it used to be. And you get the and pulling. You ready?
Yep. She started up first try though. Jeez. She's so much throatier than the 2332 was.